Well, first of all, my father was a gaffer who started in the business in 1919. And he rose to being a gaffer very quickly because the business was expanding so fast. And so I used to go to visit him on sets all the time. And I vividly remember asking him, looking around at all the lights, how do you know where to put all the lights? And he said, you just have to learn to look at light and what it does on people's faces and what it does in life. And then when you have to recreate that, you have an image in your mind and then it becomes simple, which is the best advice I've ever had. And but when my father was working and I was young, in town they worked 6-day weeks. And so I only saw my father on Sundays. I had a job when I was 9 selling newspapers. I pulled a wagon around and called out, get your morning paper. And my dad started driving around in a car so he could spend some time with me. And we got to go farther and make more money. But so I started working very young and continued to work. And I told him I thought maybe I wanted to get in the movie business. And he said, there's no security in the movie business. And I said, well, you've done pretty well. And he said, well, not everybody does, which was good advice, actually. And so I was going to college. I was going to be a lawyer. And I dropped out for a semester to earn some money. And the quickest way to do it was work in the movie business. And I never turned back. It's a decision that I've never regretted. One of my oldest friends is a lawyer, had a nice life, but not like mine. And one of the things about being in the movie business is that it's never the same. You're always doing different things, working with different people. If you have a boss that's horrible, it's only going to last for a short period of time. But if you work for a corporation and your boss is horrible, it could be forever. And no matter how hard it is, it's only 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 months, but still not forever. And you get to travel and meet new people all the time, and it's just nothing like it. So I started, working as an electrician, on-the-job training. I know a lot of people today go to film school, but I think I learned as much in a few months working as I would have in 3 years of film school. And one of the things that I did right from the beginning is I asked questions. I asked, why are we doing it this way? Why are we doing it that way? And then I would always ask if I could come to dailies. We used to see dailies at lunch or after work. And so I would see what we had done, and then I'd see how it came out. And I learned so much that way. It was an education that was absolutely essential to my career. And luck is also a big part of your career. And I was lucky that I was able to get jobs that I could do, and work with people that needed my collaboration. Initially, I was working with some cameramen without much experience, and so whatever experience I had, they really welcomed. And then I kept getting better and better cameramen as I learned more and more. But I always liked to work with cameramen that could do it without me, and I could certainly do it without them, but together we do it better. And pretty soon, it's your idea and my idea, and pretty soon you don't even know whose idea it was because it's just a collaboration of all the ideas. And even now, after more than 50 years, I encounter things I've never encountered before and have to figure out how to do it. And that's the fun. If it were easy, if it was just hit a switch or something, big deal. But it's not, And so today there's smaller lights. You don't need as much light. But even before HD, the film was so fast that you weren't lighting for exposure. You were lighting to help tell the story. And you still have to do that. Even if you're using light mats and sky panels, you're still lighting to help tell the story, not for exposure. And so that's the fun. And sometimes you encounter people who don't understand that, producers, and you have to explain it to them. And when you do, they go, oh, I get that. It's kind of like the costumes. Exactly. And it's kind of like the music that you add to a movie. It just helps tell the story. You don't have to have music, but once you set the mood, then the music kind of enhances that mood a little bit. So, and lately, the modus operandi seems to be hire a young cameraman and an old gaffer. Well, that helps me a lot, you know. So I worked with some young guys, but they had really good eyes and they had good taste. And so it was fun to work with them and to meet the challenges and overcome the challenges. Sometimes low-budget movies are actually more fun than big budget because everybody's there for the right reason. They're not there to make a lot of money, they're there to make a good movie. Even the actors who are maybe working for scale. I did a movie that had a $3 million budget with Bryan Cranston and Jennifer Garner. Now those two actors make more than that just doing a movie. But that was the whole budget, including what they were paid. So they were there because they liked the script and they liked the director, and so it was really a pleasure to do, even though we only had 24 days to do it or something, you know.